How's it going, everybody? It's Stas here. So in this video, we're going to be doing an M1 Finance tutorial going over everything you need to know about M1 Finance, both on the web and the mobile app. And I also want to go over my personal experience, pros and cons from actually using this platform, investing with M1 Finance for over 1 year at this point. And I get a lot of questions. Is M1 Finance for growth investing, for dividend investing? Is it more for a trader, a swing trader, day trader? So we're going to talk about really who this platform is targeted towards and just answer a bunch of questions that I'm sure you guys have in this video. So if you guys find value, as always, hit that like button for me, consider subscribing to the channel, and check out my M1 Finance portfolio playlist, link down below in the description box, where I actually show how I've built this portfolio that you guys see in front of you from $0 all the way up to where it is today. So let's just get right into it. And right off the bat, this is what the M1 Finance platform, the investment brokerage, looks like on the website, right? On the web app, should I say. So you log on, you create your account, M1 Finance. This is what it looks like. You have your current value of the portfolio. In my case, it's around $4,400. You have your gain, your return, your market gain in terms of how much the stocks have gone up in their share price, and you have your earned dividends, which means, okay, how many dividends have you received from your companies, at least from the companies that actually pay dividends? Then over here, you can sift through your portfolio from the daily view, the weekly view, the monthly view, the quarterly, the yearly, and the all-time of the portfolio, so you can see different ranges of time to see how your portfolio has performed. And above that is where you see how much cash you have, where you can deposit money into the brokerage from your particular bank. I mean, you guys can see it here. You can deposit however much you guys want as long as you have it in your bank account, right? So $100, $50, $1,000, whatever. That is exactly where you do that. And under here, you have Auto Invest, which we'll get into in a little bit here, which can allow you to completely automate your M1 Finance portfolio based on how you've structured it. Now, let's talk about how to actually structure an M1 Finance portfolio and the beauty of M1 Finance in itself and why I personally love it. So the way that you structure it is right here. So you create a pie. This is really a pie system based brokerage. So you have your pie here, and each pie has slices, and these slices are stocks and ETFs, right? You can have stocks, all ETFs. You can have some bonds, but that's different. But in this particular portfolio, and many people out there are mostly going to be doing stocks and ETFs. Maybe you do some bond ETFs, which are still, at the end of the day, ETFs. So you have these slices, and that's what makes up your entire portfolio. So the way I've broken it down here is I have 20 slices. I have 20 positions here, ranging from Starbucks, Facebook, PayPal, Altria, Disney, Johnson & Johnson. I have 2 ETFs here at the top that are the heaviest weighted in my portfolio, ticker symbol DGRO, as well as SPHD. So these are what comprise my portfolio, right? And going over here to edit, this is where you can actually determine the weighting of these different slices. And this goes back to what I was saying about automation. So we give the ETFs a bit of heavier weighting. We have Amazon at the top at 6%, J&J at 6%, AbbVie at 5%, and so forth, right? So based on what you give each stock or ETF, this is where your auto invest comes into play. And when you deposit money into the brokerage, it splits the money based on your different slices. That is how it is very passive. That is why it is very passive if you want it to be, right? So if I turn on auto invest and let's say I just throw in $100, it's going to invest that $100, split across all of these different slices. And me personally, guys, since I'm more hands-on with my investments, I don't really want to be too passive with this portfolio. I have auto invest off, which is another awesome thing. You can really control it, whether you want it on or off. It's all up to you at the end of the day. So that's kind of the basis here of how it works. You open up your pie, you create your pie, and you have all the slices. And once you deposit money, if you want it to be passive, you can turn auto invest on, and it invests all of that money split into your different slices. Now, another big thing about M1 Finance, which is why it is not a brokerage for traders, swing traders, day traders, this is not for you, is the trading windows. We have 2 windows here. Well, actually 1 window if you don't have M1 Plus, which I personally don't. I think that's about $200 a year. If you don't have that, you only have 1 trading window, meaning at 9:30 a.m., and take a look here, guys, where I'm showing you, 9:30 a.m., every single day, that is when trades go through. So you might be a bit confused. So what does that mean? Well, let's say I have that $40 you guys saw in my cash right now. I want to buy some AbbVie. So I'm going to go over here to AbbVie. I'll cancel this order because I already have $20 pending, but I'll cancel it and do it again for you guys. How I'm going to do it is I'm going to go to buy. It's going to open up this buy/sell AbbVie, and you put in how much you want to buy, in this case $20, and then you click continue, and take a look here. This is going to process. It's going to go through tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. So at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard, this trade is going to go through at whatever AbbVie's price is during that trading window. So this could be a con for many people. You don't get the stock at the exact price that you want it maybe during the trading day. You have to wait until these windows to actually buy and sell your stocks, which is why if you're a day trader, swing trader, you can't use this because you have to be very pinpoint with your prices if you're a day trader or swing trader. But if you're a long-term investor for dividend growth investing, even growth investing where it doesn't really matter if you buy, at $20.30 versus $20.15 for a stock, it could be more for that person, right? It doesn't matter at the end of the day. If you're dollar cost averaging over time, at some point, it doesn't matter. And there's studies on this, guys. It doesn't matter exactly where you buy. So this is more for a long-term investor, long-term dividends, long-term growth investor even. You should be good with M1 Finance. But if you're a trader, just turn off this video, go to Webull. That's another platform I like that is for traders. So that's kind of it in terms of buying. You simply click onto your slice, you do that, and you can buy however much you want depending on how much cash you have. And another thing worth mentioning is this is a zero-fee brokerage. You don't have to pay to buy and sell. That's pretty obvious. All of them these days in 2020 are like that. And you can also buy fractional shares, hence how I just bought $20 worth of AbbVie. Actually, I didn't even put the order through. Let's go back and do that very quickly. Hence why you can buy $20 of a stock that is $100, for one share. So let me just do that very quickly again. Buy $20 of AbbVie, confirm buy. Perfect. So that is really the basis of M1 Finance. For everybody that doesn't know about it, now you know a decent amount about it. There's trading windows, there's fractional shares, there's zero fees, and it's very passive if you want it to be so, based on the slices and the pie format. Now, another big thing about M1 Finance is you can get 1% with a checking account, and you can get 1% cash back APY, I believe, if you get this debit card here. So if you are interested in that, a place to park some cash while the markets figure themselves out and maybe the markets go down, you want some cash in M1 Finance to take advantage of lower stock prices and get that 1% yield, this could be a very good feature for you. Do I personally use it? No, but that doesn't mean it is bad, right? 1% at this point is pretty decent. I mean, I've seen other accounts go under 1%. Some of the high yielders have over 1%. So you really have to weigh out your options and see if this 1% with M1 Finance and the 1% cash back is worth it for you. And another very big thing about M1 Finance that people are raving for is this borrow rate, the low interest borrow rate that you guys can potentially get. And mind you, always do your own due diligence when it comes to borrowing money, going on margin, when it comes to to investing in different stocks with borrowed money. That stuff is very risky. You always have to do your own due diligence and your own research when it comes to that. But you can borrow at potentially as low as 2% if you upgrade to M1 Plus. And again, with M1 Plus, it's about $200 a year. You guys can see it here. I might do it as my account gets bigger. So let's say my dividends for my account could cover the cost of M1 Plus if we're looking at it from a yearly basis. So probably when my account gets up to the $20,000, $30,000 level, I might start doing that. But yeah, you can do that. You can trade in two different windows if you get M1 Plus, and you can borrow at 2%. And again, you can earn 1% APY and 1% cash back. So that's not bad. You have your, pretty cool investing features we talked about, your 1% APY and borrowing at 2%. That is pretty solid. Now, let's talk about some research tools that M1 has here. And it's not too different from other brokerage. I mean, they're all similar when it comes down to research. It depends on kind of what layout you like. Some are better than others. But here with M1 Finance, you have the market news. We have different outlets here like Reuters, Guru Focus, CNN Business, Forbes. You have your markets here on the left, S&P, Dow Jones, NASDAQ. You have, different stocks here. You can sift through depending on market capitalization, PE ratio, the different sectors, dividend yield. You guys can play with this, see how they've done over, a 5-year span, 2-year span, year span, their PE ratio. You guys can really filter through a bunch of different stocks here. And here you can see different ETFs, different funds. You have SPY, IVV, VTI, VOO. There's so many funds here. You can sift through those, take a look at their expense ratios and so forth. You can go to My Pies if you have different pies, multiple different pies here. For me, I only have two pies where I have different portfolios. And another awesome thing about M1 Finance, let's say you're a complete beginner in the stock market and you kind of want a makeshift pie based on your investment style. Maybe you want to just follow a famous investor's portfolio. You can see different pies here. You have your general investing pies, which you can open them up and be like, okay, are you ultra conservative? Are you ultra aggressive? Are you moderately aggressive? So it depends on your investing style, and you can just take a look at some of these pies and maybe just strictly invest in these, right? And going back to the expert pies, you can see some of the big hedge funds here, hedge fund followers. If you're a big fan of Warren Buffett, you can invest in exactly what Warren Buffett invests in. Berkshire Hathaway is his holding company. These are all of the companies that they hold. So you can literally just buy Berkshire Hathaway's fund here and leave it to be and just invest passively. Like we said earlier, that's if you put on the auto invest. You have, planning for retirement. You have some target date funds here. Let's say you're retiring in 2040. You want to be aggressive. You can pick this fund. You can pick this fund for 2045 and you're more conservative. So it's all up to you. You guys can sift through these on your own, of course. And on the right of the expert pies, you have your watch list, which is simply stocks that you're watching and you maybe want to invest in the future, but not quite yet, which is why you want to keep an eye on them. And this is a place where you can pretty much just add those stocks. So overall, guys, that's pretty much it. That should be a quick little overview, a quick little rundown of M1 Finance and how things work and how things are laid out on the web app. Now let's just run through the mobile app very quickly before we wrap up this video to give you guys a bit more perspective, because I know these days many people are just buying stocks on their phone. They don't even pull up their computers. So let's go to the mobile app very quickly so I can show you guys what it's looking like. Alrighty guys, so here we are on the mobile app and this is what it's looking like. At the top we have our pie, 20 slices with the account value in the middle, and we can sift through a bunch of different time periods to see how well the portfolio and the individual slices have done over time. And as we scroll down, we can see all of those individual slices, and under that we have our cash and the ability to manage the pie, whether it's viewing details, sharing the pie, rebalancing, buying, selling, or editing the pie. And under that, we have our, if we just swipe up here, you can see auto invest, turn it on or off. You have the two upcoming trade windows, 9:30 a.m. and 3 p.m. That's if 3 p.m. That's if you get M1 Plus. And under that, next to the investing tab, we have our spend, where we get 1% cash back, 1% APY. That's if we sign up for that. I personally don't do it, but that's always an option, again, if you guys are into that. And under that, you have transfers. It shows upcoming transfers in your account, from your bank account into the account, your total at the top, how much you've borrowed, etc. And speaking of borrow, you can see that is the fourth tab on the bottom, which you again could borrow up to 2% depending on your your different rates. You can get 2%, 3.5%, 3%, and if we swipe over, you get a bit more information on that. And on the right of that, you have your research tab, which goes into individual stocks, the S&P, Dow, the NASDAQ, the different news going around across the market. And we all know nowadays, in the middle of 2020, when I'm recording this, the news has been crazy. So you can keep up with everything here. And if we go back to invest and we go over here to the top left button, you can go to activity, which goes over to your dividends received, how much money you've put in. Under that, you can go and see your different holdings. And again, we have about 20 holdings, your funding history under that, and your bank connection under that, which I won't go to. But overall, that is what the mobile app is looking like here in the middle of 2020 on M1 Finance. So that's pretty much it on M1 Finance, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Let me know your experience with M1 Finance and anything that you wish they would change. And if I were to pick anything, guys, that they could change, it would be to just get rid of the trading windows. That's one thing that I wish M1 Finance would get rid of, and I think over time, I'm not sure exactly, I'm just speculating here, honestly, guys, but I think over time, the next couple of years, as they get more into the game, because they are still new, as they get more established, they might get rid of that, and at that point, I wouldn't have too many complaints at all about this brokerage. So that's pretty much it. Again, let me know your thoughts down below. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button. And if you guys actually want to sign up to M1 Finance, I have an affiliate link down below in the description box. If you simply deposit, I believe, any amount of money using that link, we both get $10 free to invest in the stock market. So yeah, if you want your free money, that is linked down below in the description box. Again, if you just deposit any money into M1 Finance. And that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I'll catch you all in the next one. Stay safe out there as always. Thanks for the support. Peace out.